I know on the internet, it's not very hard to come across Korean cards. In person, in the wild, it actually really is in East Texas to find stuff like that. So what is it that you are looking for whenever you're looking to try a new product? Is it just the fact that it's a different language, or is it an IP that you just have a gut feeling, or is there some data that you actually pull from when it comes to deciding what is going to be the next product that PokeNE needs to put on its website?
Low key, that is my favorite question anyone's ever asked me. It's such a good question. I never thought to even answer it. Like, I'm going to straight up make a YouTube video about this topic after this airs. So a lot goes into it now. At first, I just tried everything because the Japanese booster box thing was such a cuckoo idea at the time that I was like, okay, that cuckoo idea worked. I'm going to try these other ones. And I just kind of threw stuff at Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh! I just tried everything. Now I realize I have to be a little more like precise with what I go for. So what I've learned over the year was different languages in and of themselves don't add value to people. They don't see the value in it just because it's Indonesian and it's interesting. What I do is I go to different countries for cards based on exclusives. So like in Thailand, simplified Chinese and Chinese, they have like exclusive pack art and box art design. Without boring your audience in Pokemon lore, these other countries got like the Pokemon card game years later than Americans and Japanese people. So they're basically like having to catch up. So they're combining a bunch of sets into like new sets and releasing them as their own thing. So there's like exclusive designs and art on the packaging itself, which people like to collect sealed product. So like if I can if I get my hands on that, that's great. If it's like a special promo card only available in a certain country, I'll snag that up. Like somewhere in Asia, there's this Lapras with a 7-Eleven emblem on it, like 7-Eleven, the gas station. Wildest looking thing. Google it, people at home, because it's hilarious. So that'd be something I'd go for. And then as far as like analytics you kind of asked about, I've learned that you only should get something if it replaces something else logically. So when English cards were hard to come by in America, Japanese was the next best thing. And people were like, oh, Japanese is fine. We'll do that. And then when Japanese cards got overhyped and they got super expensive, Korean cards made sense because, quirky, they're a different language, so people think it's interesting, but they're also really, really cheap. So then that made sense. And then, so One Piece the same way, English One Piece got a little too expensive for people. Japanese One Piece filled the gap. But you can go too far. Like Korean One Piece was a huge failure to us. So I'm still learning, but there definitely is like strategy as far as getting the people exclusive stuff and like giving them collectibles, and then also like giving their wallets a little bit of a break if a certain language gets too trendy. The Pokemon world's really weird.
Let's dig into that a little bit deeper, maybe into the macro. 2022, 2023, around the time that we were doing those conversations on the show. And I'll link our past episodes in the show notes below for anyone who wants to go back instead of scrolling through the whole feed to find them. At that time, there was the gouging you were talking about. It was hard to find English product in Target or Walmart or wherever have you. Now, I see plenty of it.
Yeah.
Where's the market now as far as availability and where you really find people are looking for cards or value? Like what is the most valuable thing to really pursue right now as a Pokemon seller?
This podcast was timed quite well because even 6 months ago, this wasn't really the case, but product is available pretty much anywhere. That's a fact. You've never been able to buy like sealed booster boxes in stores. That's like kind of an online only thing or like an LGS thing, but like Walmart and Target and GameStop, they don't sell like the booster boxes of 36 packs. So the booster box will always be like the quintessential like investment collectible sealed item. So those online stores still kind of have, I don't want to use the word exclusive, but air quotes exclusive on those, which is good. And the English sets as a whole, we're at a point now, we're kind of in a bull market where pretty much anything that drops, it's hot. And for a long time, when a new English set would drop, the MSRP on a booster box is $160 nowadays, but the market price when a new set would drop would be like $105 to $110 at the most. And that's at release. And of course, they appreciate over time, but for typically that $110 price would stay consistent for a couple years until the set went out of print. Now we're at a point where a new set comes out, might start at $110, but within 2 or 3 months, it goes up quite a bit. Twilight Masquerade's one of the newer sets that came out a couple months ago, and we're looking at like $120 right now. Paldea Evolved came out like a year and 2 months ago or so. That was $100 on the market all day long. Now TCG players got it for $145 market price. And so Stellar Crown's the newest Pokemon set that came out just last month, and market price is already like $120, $125. So we're seeing like kind of a bull market where these sets come out the gate. They're already $10, $15 higher than they would have been if they came out like 6, 7, 8 months ago. So we're in a really healthy market, actually. Nothing's getting gouged. If you hunt around the internet, you can still get them for a cheaper price. But the average, good store with good reviews, they're making a lot more money than they used to. And ironically, Japanese cards are lower than they've ever been. The market's still very healthy. The market likes them. And TCG Player, which is like the website for single cards, like it's like the eBay of single Pokemon cards. They have a section specifically for Japanese cards now, which has never been a thing. So the Japanese cards are getting a lot more mainstream. They're getting accepted more and more by like the general public. But ironically, booster boxes there, where they used to come out the gate at like 75 to 80 USD, now they're coming out the gate around like 55 to $50 to $55 USD upon release, minus a few exceptions. But we kind of flip-flop. We've just been flip-flopping the last 3 or 4 years as far as like English and Japanese and how overhyped they are. But we're probably in the healthiest market in my like 3-year career that's beneficial for both me as a seller and them as the buyer. If it stays like this forever, buyers and sellers will both be very happy, but something will change.
Has it been difficult to get a hold of English product, and has that impacted the market at all?
We're like, it's like the perfect mix. I mean, like I was telling my people this for the past year when things were fine, but not like fantastic. I was like, guys, if you're lucky enough to have a distributor, now is the time to kiss their butt and take every single thing they offer you, because the distributors have like warehouses of basically good stuff that people actually want, and then junk that for whatever reason wasn't very successful. And how it works is the distributors go, hey, if you want 10 cases of this set people like, you can buy those for a good price, but you need to also take 10 cases of this crap no one wants. That's kind of how it works. And so I was telling people for the past year, I'm like, take the crap no one wants, build rapport with your distributor. You kind of have to get brownie points, basically. And I did that for the past year. And now that everything's hot, and when you buy a new set, you can sell it for $25 profit day one, I have access to whatever I want. So if you did what I said and you kind of, played the role with the distributors as a vendor like me, if you played the role for the past year, then there's no problems at all obtaining inventory. Like the new set coming out, Surging Sparks, it's a very popular, like people are really loving the leaks and the reveals so far. I'm able to get probably 700-800 boxes of it upon release, where a lot of stores that weren't really doing the brownie point dance for the past year, they're going to get maybe 100 boxes, 200 boxes at the most, depending on how big they are. So if you did it right, there's no inventory issue at all. You're not going to see an inventory issue in stores because like the distributors that handle Walmart, Target, GameStop, like they're all huge already. But for vendors like me, you've got me, Danny Phantom, and there's like Eli. There's a couple big ones like they're doing, 2 to 5 million a year. We have infinite product basically. and we have enough where we can offer it at a good price, but also still make good money. It's the perfect mix.
Thanks for watching this clip of the Business RPG Podcast. If you want to see the full episode, you can find it on our YouTube channel, or you can listen to it on Spotify, Apple, or anywhere else where podcasts are found. New episodes come out every other week on Wednesdays, along with other content that we have over on our YouTube channel. And if you want to support the show, make sure that you subscribe, share, leave a comment, give us a like, and just keep up with us as the week goes on. Until then, hope you're doing well, and see you on the next one.